Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nick from Australia, and I'm inspired by you. I have a problem with love, actually. It's why I chose that track. I mean, not one of the usual problems. It's just that I just fall in love with someone every week. Sometimes 5 or 6, you know, if it's at a festival like this. I mean, yeah, well, there you go. You see, I don't mean that I need to marry that person. I don't mean that I need to, you know, share a snack. You know, it could be a brotherhood thing or anything like that. What I mean is, I am fascinated so much by every person I speak to. I just kind of fall in love. It's not that weird. I mean, people are obsessed by all sorts of things. They're inspired by the blue carpet, blanketing my world, like the blue sky. If we were lucky enough to have 4 suns shining down upon us. My parents had 2 sons only. My brother, he bought a bird that I couldn't even see. It was at his room in a cage. One day he went out, so I went in there and I got the bird out to play with it, but the window was open and the bird was lost way up into the blue carpet. It went. George, yeah. George and Mildred initially, before the first one got lost. And the neighbour's name was also George, so once it was lost, and I'm out there going, George! He came over, but wouldn't fit in the cage. So, we can be inspired by anything, really, that we set our minds to, but how cool are people, right? They're so much more inspiring. So I'm hoping to be inspired by you tonight for this show. In fact, I know I will be, because I fall in love with everybody I meet. And it's not going to be that taxing. I'd just like to chat to a few people and meet them now and just sort of like talk to them, and we'll pretend that was an improv show. I thought that was a good deal. That's a great deal. So I would love to talk to someone to open the program who doesn't have one of these tags on that says they're actually an improviser. You know, a real, like, I love you as improvisers. Freaking love you, otherwise I wouldn't be in it. But is there anyone who isn't an improviser in the audience that, you know, just wants to chat?
I want.
You want? Come on now! Please, grab a seat with me here. Can you all see us? Yes. What's your name?
Julia.
Julia?
Julia, yeah.
Julia, I am Nick. Oh, hello. I met you in the foyer.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything.
Yeah, we don't know.
Do you know why I've got this iPad here?
No, why?
Oh, maybe it's just because, in case you get bored or
okay,
something like that.
I don't think so. But
you don't think so?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No, I was actually going to do all the sound cues myself tonight. But you know what? Just before the show, the lovely Rahel, who's, you know, behind the reins of this festival, said, oh, do you want to meet your musician? Ladies and gentlemen, Teist. So, I don't really need it, but it was something to get out of the bag.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got lucky. Have you got lucky with someone that you've met or somewhere you've been recently?
What do you mean?
Have you had a slice of luck? You know, you have your...
Yeah, lately a lot of...
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? So what's the thing that happened that felt lucky?
My last 3 weeks it was kind of a little bit. I had a lot of lag actually. I was traveling the past 3 weeks because I'm from Poland.
Oh.
And I traveled from Poland here past 3 weeks, and I was all the way by hitchhiking, meeting a lot of people. So I'm still alive. So I think I had a lot of lag.
So it's lucky to get from Poland to Estonia alive.
Well, you know, I didn't traveling by buses or by trains, only this hitchhiking stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
So.
Who picked you up?
Oh my God, there were a lot of people, but they were all very nice people. Once picked me up a lady from when I was in Latvia. I was going from Ventspils to Riga. No, from Liepaja to Ventspils, and picked me up one lady. Actually, I was then with a friend. She's not here, but I was.
Well, that's handy, isn't it? Talk all about her.
Yeah, and picked us one lady, and then she decided that, oh my God, I have to show you more Latvia, and so we were like on this trip.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It was.
It's amazing how that happens on the road. You meet people. Are there any Latvians in here? Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it? How helpful people are to travellers. So you went places that you didn't expect to go with them?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Was there some place that you saw that you thought?
For example, she showed us the Kuldiga, the little village, and there is this widest waterfall in Europe. So that was kind of interesting.
Widest waterfall in Europe?
Yeah.
And can you go right? Did you touch it? Did you taste it, or you just? That's wide. Woo!
Yeah, it was. You can go down there and see, and even you can walk in the water actually if you want to, but it was kind of cold.
So you didn't take that step into the water.
No, into the water. Yeah.
Do you kind of wish you'd felt it?
Yeah, I wish.
You wished.
I wish. Yeah.
You wished.
Yeah.
Did you go away from there thinking, no?
But I touched it by hand, you know. My hand in the water. Yeah. It was really cold. Yeah, really cold.
I find that picture pretty inspiring, actually. The trip to the waterfall. Do you remember the name of the lady that gave you the?
Ineza.
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 Yeah.
Now, you know this story a lot better than me, Julia. So I'm going to tell people this story, but it's late. I might forget a bit, so I might need you just to, you know, throw in a few details just to sort it out. And so she went. She left her hometown across the great, dangerous countries of Europe, all the way to cross the border. And there it was, in spite of the fear that she did hold her thumb out and risk the chance that she might join the ranks of those who have put their thumb out and had it taken by a door. But that was not to be. Oh no, it was thumbs up all the way for Julia, as what her name was. Her name was.
No, name of what is Ineza.
Ineza pulled on over. She drove past at first. It was as if she was not going to pick you up at all, and yet she stopped a little further along the road. It was a little creepy, as if, has she stopped for me, or is she just pulling over into a side stop? And when I come, then there will be hell to pay, because she did not pull over, or at least because I am so impolite for asking. Tentatively, she walked up the road. It was a hill at the time as she approached the car. Carefully as she did, vehicles parked aimlessly in the middle of the road where they shouldn't be, and standing in front of the people as they climbed up. Darkness overtook the landscape. It was such a trick to be picked up by Ineza's car, but when she got there, what a vision splendid. Ineza threw the door open and said, I have been waiting waiting for a girl like you to step into my car and give me hope once again that I could have a conversation, that I could move away from my screen, old as I am, and speak to a human who would also speak to me. And so, Julia, it is my wish that you would travel with me. Not to where you want to go, but to where I would show you. And so it was not a highway at all. She pulled off onto the tiny track that led to a feature that was called,
Kuldiga.
How do you say hooray?
Hooray!
Hooray! She said in her very best Polish, as she realized it would be the widest waterfall vista in all of Europe. Nay, the world, she said. I shall tell people it is the widest in the world. Perchance they might believe me. I have an honest face. And then Anissa held her hand and guided her down the stairs. Anissa fell and died on the path, crushed by a boulder that had fallen from the hill. She did! Julia was a philosophical girl and kept the hand that remained in her as a memory of this special day. And continued down the stairs, knowing that Anissa had fulfilled her greatest wish. And yet, she dishonored that wish, Julia. She reached the widest waterfall in all of the universe. And you could go down inside the waterfall and step within it, feel the water amongst your toes, swim naked, should you choose. But this was not Julia's wish. Well, it was deep inside her, and yet fear of cold had taken over her very soul. She could think of nothing else but the pain of the tiniest cold touch that would touch her toes and cause her to scream out like this. See? That was her fear. And so it was. She looked at that, the widest waterfall in each of the universes that had... Let's move on. And she walked away from the luck that had followed her. Until an improviser, tall and bold, pushed her back down the stairs. She did not fall, for she was young and had a piercing. Down she went, took off her shoes, and swam, clothed. But she tasted that waterfall with her feet, with her lips, and more than the hand inside her breast pocket. She can now remember that day through the very cold that was first her fear. Thank you, Julia. Wow. That was one hell of a story, Julia. You see, it's so much easier to get the story from somebody else, and relatively painless. You just have to sort of cry out a little bit, you know. Is there someone else that, you know, is dying to get out their vulnerable story? Because I'm dying to hear them. And it will help Julia not feel creepy about me, because as you know, I will fall in love with the next and the next. I'm sorry. Where it is. Who would like to come and speak? Yes, please, come on down. Round of applause. enter.
Casper.
Casper.
Yes.
That is one hell of a name. I have a friend called Casper. Do you know any other Caspers?
Just the ghost.
Oh, just the guy. Yeah. He died. It's all right. I'm sure. What a shame. Why don't you grab a seat over the far end? No, would you prefer this one? Because you can have this. Which?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference? Do you have a side of the bed that you sleep on? Usually.
The one closest to the window.
Ah, so it's not left or right. It's just closest to the window.
Yeah.
Is it for the breeze or?
In our parents' house, we had a window, and when I was sleeping there, I could see the trees.
Ah.
It was relaxing.
And then you could waft out the window in your white sheet to... yeah.
From the third floor.
What, has it been a cliche in your life? I'm not sure how popular it was in Europe, but we certainly had the cartoon Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, so we're all basically familiar with that? If you're from a country that isn't, just nod. Yeah, we know it. You're part of the team. Did it haunt you, though, that it was an unusual name for our cultures, and then it... Or not really?
Well, to be honest, this is the name when I travel.
Ah, I see. There were a couple of bars that I went into where it seemed like that was the same sort of thing. It was like a different name. Why do you travel with a different name? You know, there's just us here. It's totally cool.
I'd like to say that it's because of the past, but it's just so that would make it easier for the people that I go to.
The name Caspar makes it easier than your...
Than Kaspars.
Oh, then Caspars.
Yes.
So it's it's a nickname. It's like a shortening.
It's a lot shorter.
So, have you ever thought of just Casp?
I'm afraid that then people would think that I'm cold or something.
No. Let's get a survey going. Cold or hot is what you can define those in any way you like. So if you think Caspar is a cold person, then I'd like you to call out, and you have to do that. And if you think he's a hot person, then just see us after the show, and he'll give you his number. Maybe not the survey, because they'll, it'll take too long to work it out coming after the show. Okay, so you shorten your name so that it's easier and you don't have to deal with people always getting it slightly wrong.
Because I think that it's a very, very intimate moment. If someone gets your name wrong, if you say it for the first time to the person, and he's like, what was that? And then you're like, we got to do this again. And
yeah,
I wanted to avoid it.
Do you have sort of a vision in your head of a moment like that when you wished it wasn't so, and yet the person, you do?
I do.
Amazing how things come to you. Tell us a little bit about that moment that broke your heart, I think.
Sure.
It's okay. It's the late show. So yeah.
In Latvia, it's a very popular girl's name, Katrina.
Katrina.
But this red-haired girl I met, she was Katrine.
Katrine.
You see the difference?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I missed it.
I know. So, you messed it up.
I missed it. I messed it up.
And you felt this weight inside. How did she feel about it? Did she care?
Well, she froze for a moment.
Winter in Latvia.
She just, well, you could feel that it's like, another one getting it wrong.
Oh, it's been awful. I can feel those moments when you just did that. I don't want to bring back awful memories, but it inspires me, so I might. I think we need to see both characters. So what I want you to do is sit and relax, and I'll just have to pose. Perhaps we need a comfortable soundtrack for this, please. That is this moment. Where was it?
In quite a small village, around 10,000 people living there, and in the
That's a city in Australia, by the way.
Sorry, my English. It was happening in the central square by a big monument.
Oh, by a big monument. By accident, or you arranged to meet her there?
I'm sorry to say, it was a Tinder date.
Everyone does that now, I'm told. So it's okay. Yes, thank you, Mathis. Something like that? I did ask for the survey, you know. So, you know what? I reckon you're going to get a chance. Whoever's got a really complex name, I'd like you to perhaps wait in the foyer just to see how Kaspar goes with it, you know. This is your chance, man. This is your chance. So please thank Kaspar. Thank you so much. So nice. I'd only do one negative story during the night because that's sort of the rhythm of improv. So you're perfectly safe. so safe with me because I love you, as you know, already. Love you. Would someone like to come down and have a chat? Please.
Can it be an improviser?
Can it? Yeah, I can do something with an improviser, believe it or not. So come on down, please. Your name, please? You're welcome.
Dina.
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 Dina. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. So, Dina, I would like to just sort of know everything about you. No. I'm thinking when we improvise, we're kind of accessing our inner child a bit. We're finding that child inside of us and then failing to harness the power. So, I'd like to know, is there a special place for you when you were growing up? It could just be a home, or it could be, perhaps, for me, I used to go around a particular point on the beautiful beach, ocean of Australia that so many European girls like to come to. And I would just sit there and contemplate, you know, anything. It might be the positive things, or it just might be the awful things. And the rolling sea would put everything in perspective. Is this bringing...
So the place where, which is comfortable, used to be like
a special place
special
that
place.
springs up.
The first place that comes to my mind is a construction building.
Whoa, yeah, see what you mean? Are you talking?
I would, yeah, it was like an abandoned building, which was, it was supposed to be a 3-story building, but it wasn't built. It wasn't built, and I used to hang out there, and nobody lived there, obviously, because it was not finished. And I would come there and just spend some time.
Yeah?
Me time, yeah.
Wow. So it was a big place with different...
It was a big place. It was made of bricks, and white and red, if you need to know the details. It was huge. Like, it was supposed to be like a real house, and there were a lot of rooms, and so I would just go from one room to another.
Hey, you're an improviser. Let's check it out. Come on, take me there. How do we get in, Dina?
So we have to climb because
We have to climb.
there are no stairs. So
You're not making this up. You're going to climb. Whoa. Okay.
So be careful.
So, yeah, what do we got here?
Living room.
Living room.
Yeah.
How do you know it's the living room?
It's the biggest room, and it's probably the living room.
What's this over here?
A pile of sand.
Pile of sand. So it's like a play sand pile for children, were they to ever occupy, or you in this case. You in this case. Wow, that's quite something. How about over in this corner here of the living room?
We have to actually go down here.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. It's split level. Right.
This is a kitchen.
There's a kitchen.
You have to also like.
Right. Oh, God.
Oh, be careful because there's a wall here. It's quite narrow.
Right, okay. Yeah, I wondered what that noise was. Great, so here we are in tiny kitchen. And it's, I can see there's lots of wildlife running up and down the walls and vines and so on. Is it serviceable? How did you know it was the kitchen?
It was the smallest room.
Interesting to know. Cultural fact. Okay, living room and kitchen. Oh, watch out. Okay, yeah, that's another brick. Okay, and how much stuff is back here? I mean, did you explore the whole thing?
Yeah, sure.
Was there a spot
I went to the basement as well.
Oh. Let's go to the basement without a doubt. How do we get there?
Got it.
Oh, what?
That works too.
Okay, so.
This,
Yeah.
this is just a
Mime piece of
wood.
wood!
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wood. Okay. What can you hear? What, did I lose technique? I still love you. So what's it sound like?
Basement.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't go to the basement.
No, we went up.
Oh, we went up. Where are we now?
In the living room again.
Oh, we're back. What can you hear when you're standing in the living room?
Well, I can feel sand.
You can feel sand.
Because it's
So
everywhere.
if you were to pick it up, it'd be sort of a rough, scratchy sort of noise. Let's build that. So let's see. We're in the living room here. So perhaps people down here just want to get a little bit of a rhythm going with this soundscape of Dina's life. So we'll have type of sound you always hear when you see a sand pit. Thank you. That's good. Okay, shall we go to the basement? Sure. Be good. After you.
Thank you. I dropped the wood.
Oh well.
So we have to.
It's obviously a very important piece of wood. So I'm sorry that happened.
Lost the ticket.
Okay, what's down here? Anything?
It's one more level, so we have to, because we have to bend and.
Okay, we have to bend.
We have to bend.
Oh no. Can I hear the sound of bending from this group here? Okay. So let's get that in. Can I have the We'll get it in the rhythm. Very nice. Thank you. Taking you back now, isn't it? All right. So, here we are. What do we got? Are you going to stay here for a while, or you just...
We're quite not in the basement yet.
Are we ever going to get out of here?
If you want to go to the basement, you have to, like...
Lots of stairs?
Just just follow me.
Yeah, sure. It's easier, isn't it? All these questions.
There you go.
Oh, this is great. It's taller in this bit. Perhaps we can have the, from at the back there, perhaps we can have the slower clop of the coming down the stairs so it's a little bit spooky. So let's get this going. I can't hear at the back bit. Thank you. There was a horse in here too. How did you get it in here? I mean, all that climbing and that small horse. Maybe it wasn't a real horse. It was kind of like a flav horse. Or something. But,
Was this like, yeah. Probably domestic horse.
A domestic?
Little mini horse.
It was a domestic horse. What are some of the things that it would do for you?
Bring
Tea?
if you train it, yeah.
Because if a horse was bringing a cup of tea, then it'd sound like this. Awesome. And you would sit here and you would contemplate what? Getting out? How to get the hell out? Or it was like, what age were you at this point? 10. What was the hot topic? What was your greatest desire? It's okay, you can tell me. Oh, look, an exit. Take a seat. What was your greatest desire at 10, do you think?
10?
Yeah.
To be a singer.
And what happened? Did you become a singer?
No.
You didn't. Would you like to become a singer right freaking now? What a slice of luck, Dina. You can achieve your life's mission. See, that's what happens when you get an improviser out. Listen, it's exciting, isn't it? Let's go over and meet Matisse. You look after us. Yeah, you got this. Maybe we need a little bit of this. Well, I do. How about you drink first before, you know, and then, yeah. Don't tell anyone.
Now I can sing!
Great. We got this. Okay. So, we would like to sing about, besides singing, another desire of yours. What do you think you would sing about? Was it, you know, you're at 10.
The horse?
The horse. You wanted the horse? Does this work? This works. Oh, I see. It's fixed. Here we go. So, in 3 words. Oh, we'll pick it up. There we go. In 3 words. Let's have the shortest phrase you can think of that expresses your desire for the horse.
I want to ride you.
I want to ride you. Let's have, she really means it. Let's have, yeah, something more expressive. And now all you need are just the words, I want to ride you. I want to hear what your melody would be.
Real microphone.
Yeah. It's just, I want to ride you.
I want to ride you.
All right, okay, let's build this. Let's build this. Awesome.
Bring it down.
I want to ride you. There's only 3 notes. Apart from the frills. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So I might sing that too, but then we can just choose any note in any order. Who knows, it might just be a harmony. I want to ride you. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thanks. And so if you can stand in the middle. Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, so we'll just sing that a couple of times over the pattern, and then we can just sort of experiment with that a little bit. Yeah. Oh.
Like that?
Yeah, perfect.
I wanna ride you.
could wander up or down from there, couldn't we? Like, you could ascend or descend. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. Same thing. Join in if you know. Okay, so the audience knows the chorus now, which is great. They're even experimenting. So, where would you write it?
In a desert?
In a desert. Okay, so we'll get the chorus going with you guys, and then take us on your journey into the desert. It's going to be just fine. Here we go. This is the full song. Out of the basement. There you go. Right, Dina. Thanks so much for... Oh, I see. Some time has elapsed. A little bit of time has elapsed. I think almost too much time. But we could finish, I think, with one more, or are you saying get out? One short one. Okay. Who would like to share something with me?
Short person.
Someone, like, it's only going to be short. I doubt you'll be vulnerable at all. Yes, come on now. Sound like an improviser. Are there any other audience? Okay, here we go. Wonderful. Thank you. Your name, sir? Sven. Thanks very much, Sven. Okay. Oh, well, we've hesitated now, so you better sit down, Sven. That'd be great. It's nice to look improvisers in the eye sometimes when you're quite tall, isn't it? Do you feel discriminated against for your height sometimes?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. In trains.
Yeah.
And especially in hostels. When they have the bunk beds, there's always an end. And it's made out of wood or steel. And I cannot sleep with my legs bent, so you have to put them over. It's hard life.
You don't understand the pain of being tall. It's terrible. Like, in a noisy environment, you can't hear a thing, can you?
True. You know, no, really, when I would go out, we would go to this place in Amsterdam, the Paradiso, and we would dance, and you want to talk to girls. No chance. They're down there. High-pitched voice. And you just, I'm like, after 3 times them saying the same thing, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can just sort of sit down, but then you're not in the party.
Yeah.
They're dancing away and you're just sitting down going, yeah, this is great. I'm hip to this.
Yeah. So my solution is a bar stool.
A bar stool, yeah.
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 You kind of lean and you're kind of the same height, but yeah.
You know,
you don't seem convinced.
Oh, no, you just sort of sent me on another tangent there because, I mean, the other thing that strikes me is, you know, the more diminutive, the less heightened people. Well, you see how my attempt at politeness there, you know, but I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but we would never, would we, go up and go, holy goodness, you are short! Look at you! Woo! But every day, right, we get comments about how tall we are. And we have to say stuff like, oh, thank you so much.
You know one thing?
Yeah, what?
I live in the Netherlands, and those are the tallest people on earth.
That's where I get the shoes.
So I think your problem is probably worse because you're from Australia.
Yeah, what you're saying is, if only I was from the Netherlands, I'd be cooler. Right? I think... Because that was your tourism slogan for a while, wasn't it?
When you're tall, come to the Netherlands.
Sorry?
When you're tall, come to the Netherlands.
Okay.
Because people would not say every day, wow, you're tall.
That's right.
Especially young people, because they get taller and taller, so young people get taller, so I'm more average.
Right. Well, I think I should go. I think I should go now.
Sure, I'll finish the show, no problem.
Yeah, great. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to finish the show. Now with Sven is going to do a little item for you. Inspired.
Yeah.
And I'll just sort of like be motivational.
Sure. Whoa, I'm Nick. It's a problem, I'm so tall. Let's go to the Netherlands. Look, the people are tall here. Good day. Good day. I feel so at home. Yes, let's have a beer.
Be cooler.
Let's have a beer.
There we go. I think that sounds like the ultimate suggestion, actually, because we've come to the very first night, end of the first night of Tilt. Hey! 3 nights. So if you're not an improviser, there's 2 more nights full of all different stuff. Starting from 6 tomorrow, 6:15. 6:15. Tomorrow, going through till about now, you can see all sorts. So we are going to go for a beer, aren't we, Sven?
Yes, we are. And we're going to talk to all these small, less heightened women. While we sit on bar stools.
Yeah. And be inspired by them. And be inspired by them as much as I have been inspired by you, because every person is inspiring, and you'll be your most inspiring, revealing yourself, just reveal yourself for them, revealing yourself to the people you meet. So, you know, always keep in mind that many Bluetooth devices have a power save function on.